The new housing system in Guild Wars 2 is probably the best in MMORPGs right now. It's better than Final Fantasy XIV's because you don't actually have to buy the house from someone else. It's better than the one in ESO because you don't have to actually have an optional sub to get the max capacity, and also have to buy the manor or whatever for an insane amount of gold or actual real life money. And it has a lot of other things that these other MMOs don't have, like jumping bosses, mount races, and so on and so on. But it has a very, very big problem that I hope ArenaNet is thinking about and hopefully fixes. Not maybe before the expansion releases, but as soon as they can. Subscribe to the channel for more content of this. Go 5 if you want to support me. And let's get into it. So the big problem, in my opinion, that we're having right now is the fact that homesteads are only 5 man. Everything you can do in the homestead, like collecting your new materials, creating jumping puzzles, creating races, showing off your mounts, your skins, creating statues with your own skins, having beautiful places to hang out with other people, you know, are just for 5 people. And that really is not good. And I understand that one of the reasons why they wanted to do this probably is because they didn't want to invalidate guild halls. Guild halls are supposed to be the place where you go for a lot of people. But homesteads are the new thing. And they're super, super easy to actually build up. You're gonna be having not having to invest that much gold into getting your decorations. And of course the new systems are pretty cool. And even though they're gonna be put on the guild halls as well, we don't actually know whether you being able to disable mounts and gliding, whether that will be in guild halls. So maybe jumping puzzles and races in guild halls will not be very easy to do, right? But in homesteads they will, and of course they probably should go there anyways. But the truth is that the new thing is what people want to be. They want to show their homesteads to more than 5 people. Just imagine the amount of streamers that are gonna actually play this on release. I saw Sepla, for example, reacting to Laranity's video about Guild Wars 2, and she was very excited about the new housing system. So what is she gonna think when she tries to get everyone inside of their, maybe jumping puzzle that she did, or this beautiful hall like in Final Fantasy? Because in Final Fantasy, that's what they do. They do little nightclubs, just like you can see here. What if they want to do this there, and they have everything set up, and they realize that they can only do this with 5 people? They're gonna be insanely disappointed. And honestly, it should just not be the case. You should be able to do all these things with more than 5 people. There's no reason to limit it. Also, parties kind of suck in Guild Wars 2. They don't have you can have a squad message on your party. You can have markers to show off, for example, where you want people to go. You can do squad messages. There's so many limits of what a squad can do compared to a party can do compared to a squad. It just doesn't make sense to cater to only 5 people. And I'm gonna give them to ArenaNet. I don't think, you should be having the same amount that guild halls have. You probably shouldn't have like 50 plus people there, but you probably should have at least like 10, if not 20. It doesn't have to be that small, like 5 people. With 5 people, you can do a race, you can do a fashion competition. I wanted to use the homestead as my fashion competition place now, but I can't. And a guild hall is nice, but guild halls also are kind of annoying to get there, because you have to be, you don't have to be in the same guild, but sometimes it bugs out. It's just very annoying, and decorations are insanely expensive, and to upgrade your guild hall is gonna be so annoying. Homesteads are so much easier to operate. Well, at least that's what it seems like. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm very, very worried that this will essentially make it so nobody really engages with the system at the start, because they really can't really show it to a lot of people. And then what do we have? We have a maybe a very good system that nobody uses, or way less people use it than they should. Another thing they can do, if they don't want to put more than 5 people into homesteads because of performance issues or so on and so on, is to actually make the guild halls a bit more easy to manage and easy to upgrade and easy to get decorations. Right now, upgrading your system, your guild hall, is a lot of trouble. You're gonna have to spend a lot of gold, a lot of time as well, as there's one specific currency you need called Ethereum. It will require you an insane amount of time to actually get, right? To upgrade it to the max level so you can actually upgrade everything in your guild hall and so on and so on. And it's not the best system. It's very, very annoying. So if they actually were to update all of these things, make them a bit easier, make it a bit less expensive, so people actually want to engage with the guild systems instead of the homestead, this would be ideal. Now, of course, it's actually kind of surprising to me that they didn't do this in the first place, considering that, homesteads could have had a similar system that guildhalls have, but they just updated it in some way, and that way you have both systems working out together, and you know, you learn one, you learn the other one. They didn't decide to do this. They probably didn't want to engage with the guildhall at all, and they decided to just make it so the homestead is completely different, so that way, you know, so that way they don't have to deal with it. But honestly, I think it was a mistake, especially if they really want us to get into the guildhalls, and that's the only reason why I can actually think that they want to put homesteads at 5 people, because they don't want the guildhalls to be completely deleted. So we'll definitely have to see how these ones work, but yeah, it seems a bit sus right now. I'm not sure. We'll definitely have we'll have to see what they do. Another problem that I think that could actually be very bad is the fact that we don't have any LFG to find homesteads as well. You have the little we're gonna have those little doors that we're gonna be able to get through in order to enter someone else's homestead. But I mean, where are we gonna actually go through here to like advertise other homesteads if you want, you know, have a 5-man party, or if we want to show it off? Like, it should be having, we should have some sort of like, you know, UI that tells us, hey, I want you to show my homestead. This is the homestead's name, blah, blah, join in, right? LFG is already kind of annoying for this, because you're gonna have to have a party. You're not gonna be able to do this offline, for example, which ideally would be what it works, how it works. And also the LFG is already insanely like cluttered with things that we never need. You could, I guess, put this in roleplay, I guess, but it's not gonna call housing, it's not gonna call homesteads, and all these things are actually not good, right? Homesteads as the system they are pretty cool, but we need some sort of support to make this social stuff actually work. People to engage in other people's homesteads, and so on and so on. And the 5-man party being the case, that it's the only way that you can actually get into. You can't get more than 5 people. The fact that this is not in some sort of LFG, I have a special UI to join other people in join other people's homesteads when they're offline and they want to list them so people can see them, or even online. All of these things are just not good, and if Irina wants this new system to actually work and people engage with it, they should do this, because otherwise it's gonna be, you're not gonna die instantly, of course, but it's definitely gonna be way less impactful, way less important, and way less fun than it could be. That's why I'm making this video, mainly because I know that they're not really gonna do this like this, right? I'm sure they won't. But hopefully they can start preparing, because there's no way that they're gonna start with 5-man. There's just no way that this is gonna work this way. There's just no way that it's gonna be useful. There's just no way that people are not gonna be insanely annoyed at the fact that there's only 5 people. I don't see it, and I'm telling you, in a few weeks we're gonna see. Well, actually no. On release, we're gonna see all over Reddit people complaining about the fact that they can't invite more people than 5. And a few weeks after, we're gonna see ANET talking about how they want to change it. So hopefully, Arena, you watch this and you're like, man, Terrence is probably right, and probably the committee is probably right. We should probably start working on this before it's too late. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and everyone likes it regardless. But in some ways, I hope I don't, because I would think that 5+ people would be way more interesting to use. So I hope that, you know, people do complain and people do end up, you know, and Arena ends up considering this as the actual thing we should have. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Tell me if you think I'm exaggerating here or not. And yeah, honestly, that's about it. I'm just worried about it, and I wanted to change. So go to my Twitch, watch me live. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. And see you around. Love you all. Bye bye.